What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering. I hope you're doing absolutely wonderfully on this weekend day. You know, there's one thing in this country that is like an open criticism. And for whatever reason, apparently there's not enough political cachet or political points in actually fixing the problem. But this country has a absolutely major problem in taking care of our veterans. And now that goes back, several generations essentially at this point. You have a lot of elderly vets from, World War II, Vietnam. And then you've got people in their 40s, 50 from Desert Storm, Afghanistan, Iraq. The story's always the same. This country does not treat our veterans well. The veteran health care is poor at best. I have several vet friends who have lifelong injuries from serving their country. Having a buddy of mine has his neck all like 3 vertebrae fused together or something like that from taking an IED. There's all sorts of, it's like, it's not even like the fact that they have injuries. It's that getting care is actually extremely difficult. Then another inconvenient truth, as our president, is fine allowing hundreds of thousands of people flow over our southern border and bend over backwards to give them 4-star hotel rooms. We have a huge veteran homeless problem, which generally stems from mental undiagnosed, untreated mental illnesses, emotional, all sorts of stuff like this. Excuse me. And to read these headlines is absolutely disgusting. And unacceptable. America's homeless veterans are now being booted from upstate New York hotel to make room for a busload of migrants as Mayor Eric Adams attempts to alleviate pressure on the Big Apple. Well, to that I would say quadruple the number you're sending there, and we're going to get into this story after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Look, it's 2023. If you don't have a VPN, you're missing out on a ton of benefits. Not just a more secure connection, but if you're paying for Netflix, Disney Plus, or any other streaming service, you're already getting locked out of a ton of additional content that you could be enjoying if you used a VPN. And since they've been sponsoring the channel so long, they've rolled out a massive discount for my viewers. That's right, 84% off plus 4 months free. It's $2.03 a month, 4 months free, 84% off. Private Internet Access also offers privacy on all your devices, lightning fast global server network. And look, outside of all the additional content you're going to be able to view out there using Private Internet Access, it also has a strict no logs policy. It's open source. It has state-of-the-art updates. It's instant to set up. You can put it on all of your devices, your tablet, your computer, your mobile phones. It has unlimited bandwidth and so much more. If you don't have a VPN yet, make today the day. Use my link in the description to get Private Internet Access, start being more secure, and unlock loads more content. Now, many of the people, who, if you've been following the story, one of the tactics that Texas has been doing, because Democrats continue to allow our border to be wide open and be flooded by hundreds of thousands of people every month that we have no ability to actually maintain, has been busing them around the country to Democrat-led cities to move by 1,000% support. I don't think it's realistic to expect Texas to keep having to take on these gigantic waves of people. Now, my opinion is, our borders, people should be able to come to this country. I'm more liberal on that. Legal migration should be a thing, right? But that said, when we have our streets filled with homeless people, drug addicts, things of that nature, quite frankly, we should be taking the best. That's just the way it is. When you have more room for people, you can open up the swaths of people that you take. When you have less room, you have to be more choosy, right? That's just the reality in given limited space. But Democrats are fine to kick out homeless veterans in exchange for migrants. Dozens of homeless veterans have been kicked out of their upstate New York hotels to make room for an influx of migrants fueled by the expiration of Immigration Restriction Order Title 42. Now, there is some criticism to be had here using these migrants as political capital, political theater that I really wish they didn't, that they weren't pawns in this. That said, a strict immigration policy and a solid, but you can't be a country without borders. So having a strong border, having leaders that stop, have these like wishy-washy, oh yeah, don't come, wink, wink, as long as you vote for Democrats, which is what they really want. They want these people to come here and turn Texas blue. It's just the truth of it all. The struggling veterans were informed at the start of the week that they would be making way for the migrants, a nonprofit veterans organization told the New York Post. Sharon Tony Finch, who runs the Tony Foundation helping the homeless individuals, said that the hotels callously decided to kick out American veterans due to what's going on with the immigrants. Now, I suspect, as with almost everything, there's probably federal funds behind this. There's probably a lot of money behind all of this. Oh, we'll pay you $400 a night for migrants, and we'll pay you $100 a night for our veterans. I just get that feeling. The migrants were bussed north by New York City Mayor Eric Adams to alleviate the pressure on the Big Apple, as more than 10,000 people a day cross the southern border in record numbers. You should be sending all 10,000 of them to New York and Chicago. We saw this happen. There's a story, a news article that I read yesterday where people in Chicago are pissed off because migrants are taking local services and stuff like that. I understand. But then these are the same people. I think I tweeted it. Let me see if I can find it quick. This isn't the tweet I saw, but the story is the same. Chicago residents speak out against city helping migrants over them. The area in where they were talking about this had voted 91% for Joe Biden. So this is where you have to apply the pressure. This is, I don't love using humans in this nature, but quite frankly, Joe Biden could make this all go away if he secured the border. This wouldn't even be a problem, right? You could take in people, the number of people that we can afford to take in, instead of just having this unending group of 100,000 people that, by the way, come over here with no money, just show up with an iPhone in hand, and I sympathize with them, and I want people to be able to come in this country. I want people to be able to immigrate here. I want people to be able to live the American dream who weren't born here. Call me a lib. That's fine. But you've got to have some control. I think that's very reasonable. And the only way you're going to convince more people of that is by screwing up their government handouts, quite frankly. You go into every one of these Democrat cities and you flood them with migrants and you say, call Joe Biden if you have a problem with it. You have a new person coming in and taking away your government handouts and you don't like it? Well, geez, imagine if you were the rest of us who are the ones paying for it. Okay? The move came at a cost for the homeless veterans living at hotels intended for migrants, leading Tony Finch, a disabled military veteran, to voice her anguish at seeing the situation unfold. One of the vets called me Sunday. He said, he told me he had to leave because the hotel said the extended stay is not available. Then I got another call. Tony Finch said that she was left in tears after seeing the veterans swiftly kicked out of the hotels, despite being promised temporary housing for a month. We didn't waste any time, she said, in her efforts, revealing that the vets still had 2 weeks left on their stay before they were callously ejected. Of the 20 veterans being kicked out of the hotel, she claimed 15 had been booted from the Crosslands Hotel in Newborough, Orange County. The 5 were removed from the Super 8 and Hampton Inn Suites in Middleton, roughly 70 miles north of Manhattan. All 20 of the displaced ex-military members have moved to a separate hotel in Hudson Valley, but the Tony Finch said the ordeal has been heartbreaking for the struggling veterans. Now we have to work again from ground zero, she added. We lost all that trust. Mayor Adams' office did not immediately respond. Of course, what could the mayor say? And you see, the organizer claimed that while the hotels did not explicitly say the move was because of the migrants, she felt the timing was obviously revealing, and argued that the hotels made the decision for financial gain. Oh, I knew it. Here it comes. She said that the $88 a day her organization pays for the stay is dwarfed what the city will pay. Oh, I knew it. See, I knew it. With reports indicating hotels can make $200 a night for housing migrants. By the way, that's your tax dollars, okay? Joe Biden voters, that's your tax dollars. Well, it's my tax dollars too. That's so unfair because at the end of the day, we are a small nonprofit, and we do pay $88 a day for a veteran to be there, she added. The predicament of stranded ex-military members also saw outraged local official Brian Maher, New York State Assemblyman, voices disgust at the move. Shining a light on this is important because we need to make sure these hotels know how important it is to respect the service of our veterans. Look, I don't think that it's fair to expect hotels to house these people for free, right? But I think it's pretty telling that the local government will pay $200 a night for a migrant and nothing to a homeless veteran who fought for this country. It's absolutely appalling, disgusting, and all I can say is this is what, if you didn't vote for it, then, you don't bear any weight, but this is what people vote for. And all I can say is keep flooding these cities because that's all you can do. That's really the only option. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on this, at least until we get a new president. And we'll talk to you again real soon.